Hello there. Hello, everyone. you know I love dancing. I cannot stop. This has been a good week, very positive week. Hasn't been easy. However, remaining optimistic is always the best approach, right? I hope you all are doing well. Like I said, this has been a long but good week. Before I go ahead and get started, I'll introduce myself. My name is Antoine Hunter, also known as PurpleFireCrow. And this show is #DeafWoke. We have we've had amazing stories thus far on our show, and today is no different. We're going to have another positive story on our show today. Before we move forward, I will go ahead and give a visual description of myself. I am wearing a head wrap, tying up my locks. It's orange, blue, and it has circular paisley patterns. I like to call myself African Indigenous. I am dark brown skin, chocolate brown skin. Beautiful, beautiful I am. I have an ebony-ish beard with some hints of gray sprinkled in my beard. What can you do? I'm not going to change it, so depends on the season. I'm wearing a t-shirt that is gray with yellow lettering that says #DeafWoke. And I've met various people all over the world who really support our deaf community. And today we have some fabulous, phenomenal interpreters. Please come on up. Woohoo! These interpreters, we have Amber with her snappy sign name, Amber, as well as Juan. Juan, feeling it on the heart. There we go, Juan. I really just wanted to take a moment to thank you all so much for coming. We really appreciate your support and services for our community. We are so excited. You may know, or some of you may not know, but this week is actually National Deaf LGBTQ Awareness Week. Wow. So worldwide, deaf individuals have stories, whether you're deaf and straight, deaf disabled, but deaf LGBTQ community, there are out there as well. April 7th through the 13th is the week celebrating deaf LGBTQ community members, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. But today, without further ado, want to introduce an amazing person. I know they're extremely busy, but this is a performer who is no stranger to the performing arts stage. Not at all. You probably have seen them at so many venues across the Bay Area, whether it's interpreting at Oaklash or performing at Oasis, all Black cast show, or headlining for Fresh Meat. This is Iman. It's the Bay Area's premier deaf drag superstar. Iman is known as a prolific performer who incorporates ASL, drag storytelling for hearing and deaf audiences alike. Their vibe is off the charts. You can find them this upcoming Friday, April 11th. We'll say a little bit more about that soon. So please welcome Kevin Abrams. Kevin, come on up, come on up. Woohoo! Hey.
Everybody in the room say, hey.
I was like, Kevin's coming? Oh, yes, 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 yes. I was so excited once you were on board to come to our show. But let me pause. First question for you. How are you?
Well, thank you for asking. I'm doing wonderful. Thank you. How are you? And thank you so much for having me here. I'm so excited. I can't I'm just,
No, likewise. Yeah. We met several years ago, if I remember, and you were telling me that you had moved to the Bay Area. Where are you from?
Well, I moved here from San Antonio, Texas, in
Okay.
2014. Yes, yes, I know. It's been a decade. It's been a beautiful journey, these 10 plus years. But I love it. I have made the Oakland Bay Area my home. Like I have created this, I have this beautiful foundation of like friends and support, and it's just, yeah, I can't wait to see more what's going to happen with these friend groups and to be more involved with the deaf community and see the growth and see and get bigger and better and all the things. Like I love it here.
Absolutely. Do you feel that you have a big deaf community in the Bay Area?
um I feel like it's 50-50. I feel like we're here, but there's also parts of us where we're more spread out, and then there's parts where it's and maybe it's a Bay Area thing, right? Like I hear
Yeah.
conversations all the time about, oh, I don't want to travel there because it's over the bridge and I don't want to go. But really, it's a 20-minute, like, I don't know. Maybe it's the culture. The culture
Yeah.
here. I don't know, but I've been to other places. I was just recently in LA last week for spring break, and
Mhm.
it's spread out. And I was like, oh my
Very
god, I
spread out. Yeah.
forgot how like big LA really is, and where to go to find like deaf community. I mean, I didn't get an opportunity to really like reach out to see any deaf people there, but it would have been nice. Raven, where are you? I'm looking for her. I want to chat with her. Where is
Raven,
she?
where?
Uh,
Yeah, Raven lives in LA. That's right. That's right. But you're right. Oakland has, to the point where you wouldn't need a car in the Bay Area because we have a pretty good transit system. The BART system is pretty good. We have buses that cross the bridge to San Francisco all the way to Oakland. Yeah. So a very popular area in terms of all of that, but a lot of people aren't as aware of it as they are to LA. But LA, different story. The traffic is horrific, and you have to have a car, just like how you said, it's extremely spread out, right? The Bay Area is such a small little pocket of cities. I feel like it's a little more of a warm area here in terms of just being able to get to places. But like you said, yeah, just different cultures. So you grew up being involved in the deaf community, or were you involved in the hearing community? What was your journey?
Oh gosh, I mean, really. So I say I didn't really get involved with the deaf community until I would say middle school. So for me, that was probably
Okay, so middle
sixth
school.
grade, seventh grade, like right in there.
Mm-hmm.
Because for the longest time, I was the only deaf person in my school. But I have a unique
Okay.
story situation, right? Because I grew up in a military family. So my dad was in
Oh,
the military. My grandparents were also in the military. So when I was growing up, we moved around often. So every like 2 years, I was like moving. But
mm,
by the time we arrived in Texas, we just kind of stayed. And so through elementary school, middle school, high school, that's really when I started like learning and finding out about the deaf community. We had a program uh, at my middle school that once a month I would get like kind of like a special day, and I could go and visit um, another like neighboring middle school that was like the school for the deaf. And so I would go, and like that was my opportunity to really like interact and see other deaf kids my own age and see the cultures, just be involved. And my best friend at the time, he went there, and we lived like right across the street from each other. So we saw each other every day. Every day we saw each other all the time, but we went to separate schools. And so that was like, yeah, so that was like my favorite thing about the day. Like, hey, I'm gonna be there at your school at this time. I'll see you there, okay? And then like you introduced me to all of his friends, and it would just be a really, really cool, fun day. And I like got to skip school for the day, and so I'd be on the bus. It would take me there and mingle. I'd come back, and that was like my special like trip. Uh, but then I got older, and I really came into the deaf community once I started college, and that's when I think my true love for like community really started. Because when you are studying ASL, when you're studying interpreting, you have to. It's a requirement. You have to be involved with community. Like that's really the truly the best and only way you're going to get involved.
yeah.
If you have that heart and that.
Yeah, your bio said that you're an interpreter. How are you a deaf interpreter? Deaf people can interpret. Is that true?
Yes.
How is it possible?
Interpret.
Yes, of course that people can interpret. Obviously, it's obvious. However, I will say that there was a time where, it wasn't really a thing. So I started working as a deaf support specialist at one point. And what that meant is it was type of a social work type of perspective. It belonged in the social work kind of realm. And so doing that work actually happens to be quite similar to the work
Yeah.
that deaf interpreters do. It has an additional responsibility of, and because I do have some hearing, some use of my hearing, then I often figure it out. I
Mm,
close the gap, so to speak. However, I do struggle at times, often hard of hearing people who do use their hearing are labeled as a certain way in the larger deaf community.
right.
We
Right.
straddle that intersection, and oftentimes what happens is we're asked to decide whether we are deaf or whether we are quote unquote hearing, and we can't be both.
Mm,
And I honestly don't think that's fair, right? That topic is not something to have a discussion about.
yeah. Why do you feel there's an importance of having deaf interpreters? What is the reason behind that? And, trying to get the word out there that deaf interpreters are important because they help deaf people understand more clearly what hearing people are trying to communicate. Now, having a hearing interpreter signing, that's fine. However, sometimes when it comes from a native person, a native user, just like yourself,
Hmm.
and you're not the only deaf interpreter out there, you are a deaf performer, you are a stage performer, you sign on stage, you have so many different roles. But what is the difference in that? I guess I'll ask. From a classroom interpreting, possibly a lecture, to transitioning to the theater space, like how is the difference? What is the difference?
So there is a very clear separation between both, for sure. I mean, classroom interpreting, that is more like there's more, it's more strict, it's more rigid. There are certain protocols you have to follow, whereas the theater, there's a lot more flexibility of expression, both with your signs, with
Yeah,
your facial expressions, the story that you want to convey. It's more of that. And no, it doesn't mean that you can't apply, like, some of the skills are transferable, because they both have to do with expression. But when you're in a performance space, you have a certain level of freedom. You're able to employ your imagination. You're able to be creative. And it's more of like your toolkit that you have, or your tool bag that you are drawing from. And you have a variety of skills at your disposal
yeah.
there. But to answer your question, to your point about deaf interpreting and deaf interpreters, deaf interpreters are critical. They are vital because they have a natural sensibility and intuition about certain things. They're able to identify certain things, that deaf people have. It's natural. It's innate. And, for those, for example, you're able to identify if someone grew up or didn't grow up with ASL. And that oftentimes comes from a hearing world.
Right.
But when we think of, the difference between, deaf and hearing, it often comes from a mixed environment. So I think it's really interesting. It's hard to explain, actually. Yeah.
No, yeah.
Because typically, I can just feel it. I know what it is. I feel it 100% of the time.
Yeah, no, I feel you. You can't divide yourself. You're in one situation, another situation. You're learning so much. You love all of those aspects, right? Supporting the deaf community is one part of that, but supporting the hearing community is also a part of that. So I feel you on that. I definitely feel you on that. And you have that motivation to really want to do more. You can SimCom, you can sign and speak at the same time, which helps people understand you in a specific way too. And helps, other folks not feel left out either, right? Because we don't want that. We don't want people to have that feeling. We want to have that feeling of love and belonging. So, as a performer, next question, how are you when you're performing, and what kind of performance do you do? What do you love about it? Share those points with us.
So I love everything.
I love this question.
I love being on stage. I love theater. I like the behind the scenes kind of things, the lighting, production. And recently, I started getting involved with production, actually. So that comes from screenwriting or, writing in general,
Okay.
setting up cameras and
Wait. Back up a little bit. Back up a little bit. Writing what? Writing what?
Well, you'll find out later.
Shh.
Okay.
But it'll be coming soon.
Okay, so you like choreography? Great. So you dance?
I just like to be a curator, and to be creative with everything that I do, and to figure out the way of how to meld things together so that they come together perfectly, and also figure out how to make things just work, especially because there's so many preferences when it comes to the performance space. And there's actual theater, there's also musicals, that do incorporate some sign language and movement, characterization. And I love TV and how writers just develop an entire character.
Yeah.
And why certain things become important, how they influence the characters and their actions, and it's just so enthralling. When I got into it, I'm like, give me more. So I wanted to get into that aspect more.
Well, yeah, you have a lot of creative talents within yourself. You can sing, from my understanding, correct? Maybe rap, I don't know.
I mean, I dabble. I dabble.
Okay, I thought so. Okay, so you dance in different styles. So we've got singing, dancing. You are a talented actor. What is your biggest passion? We know that you love performing drag. Is that correct?
I
So
do.
who is Iman? Introduce us to Iman.
Iman. Who is Iman? Iman is more, an expansion. They are, it's a more of expanded, more expressive version of myself.
Okay.
They're classy. They are sassy. They are fun. But, she will catch you. She'll get you. She'll let you know. Just like, hold up. Just like, hold on. She'll, she gives sweetheart vibes as well.
Okay. Does Iman have a sign name?
Not yet, but
Not
maybe some of you in the audience will come up with one, maybe imagine with me and let me know.
I like that. So your name sign, Kevin, how do we do your name sign? Okay,
Like
K
that. With a snap at the end.
What's the meaning behind that?
So this is the K, obviously the first letter of my name. And then the movement here is because of my hair. It's usually wavy, curly, comes down. Sometimes I braid it as well. I used to have braids.
Okay.
And then also it's because of the attitude at the end. So K.
The attitude there. Okay. That's what I thought originally.
And it ends in an A because that's the first letter of my last name, the initial.
Okay. Well, it's really important for people to understand the various intersectional identities that people hold. We aren't just one identity. We can identify with several. So would you mind kind of sharing what your identity is and that journey?
Yes. So I do identify as a proud, deaf, queer, non-binary, Black person as well. So that's who I am. An icon. Absolutely an icon.
Yes. So I'm sure that you're aware April 7th through the 13th is National Deaf LGBTQ Awareness Week. So, and hashtag deaf.
I mean, it should really be the whole entire month.
Facts. Okay.
I mean, I don't think we give it enough. I mean, we should really have, I don't think we have enough time to celebrate all of it and everyone.
Yeah.
Especially with the queer Black community, the indigenous community, people of different, BIPOC people as well. So
you're right.
In the disability community, and there's so much diversity in identity.
Yeah.
I don't think it should be shortened to 1 week. I mean,
no, I understand.
There's so much history. There's so much we can teach and educate people about. And this is not something we learn about at all in books. It's not in a classroom, in a lecture. I mean, it shouldn't, but how many Black Deaf how much Black Deaf history do we really get access to?
Not much.
Right, it's minimal. And when we think of the politics and the political arena at the moment, just kind of doing away with diversity in general, it concerns me when it comes to education. Like, where is that coming from? Because if we don't get it at home, where else are we going to get it from?
Yeah, that's true.
I know most of us are born to hearing families, so we can't rely on them to be individuals to disseminate that information to us.
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean,
I agree. We should certainly spotlight more, perhaps in a month rather than a week. But sharing, it's April 9th. So what? 2 days have already gone by, 7th, 8th. We're already on the 3rd day of this special week. We need more time to celebrate this
yeah,
community.
that's exactly why we need the whole month.
We're going to go ahead and show a short video now to see some ways that we as community members can support the Deaf LGBTQ Awareness Week and hashtag Deaf LGBTQ Week. You all want to see the video?
Go ahead. Yes, absolutely.
All right.
Hi. Happy National Deaf LGBT Awareness Week. Hooray. There are many different ways you can participate this week. I will share 5 of them. You can create a video saying Happy National Deaf LGBTQ Awareness Week and post it on your social media along with the hashtag Deaf LGBTQ Week. Hooray! You can also post an interview or conversation where you share a story of one of your favorite deaf LGBTQ role models that has impacted your lifetime, and share that, of course, with the hashtag Deaf LGBTQ Week. Now, if you have an idea of hosting a workshop or a panel about deaf LGBTQ people, go ahead and host it. And of course, don't forget to add the hashtag Deaf LGBTQ Week. Now, if you know any deaf LGBTQ individuals that are historic, share what you know and use the hashtag Deaf LGBTQ Week. If you know any educators, encourage them to get involved this week. One of our goals for National Deaf LGBT Awareness Week is to eventually see this week recognized and celebrated at all of our deaf schools. Why? Well, we want our deaf LGBT youth to feel inspired, supported, and uplifted. We love and care deeply about our deaf LGBTQ youth.
Woo! That was great. Very cool. Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think of that?
I loved it. Applause to it, to see a deaf interpreter there, a fellow deaf interpreter. They killed it. So yeah. Congratulations to you, AV.
So we just saw 5 different ways of how we can support the Deaf LGBTQ Awareness Week. What's your way, or what's your plan for this week to celebrate and support the community? How do you plan to do that?
Well, my plan is to post one deaf individual that I know and I look up to, and I just want to spotlight them. And then I'm also going to be promoting my show, which is happening this Friday.
Okay, you have a show on Friday.
Showcase some deaf talent there.
Okay, you have a show on Friday. What is the name of the show?
Mm-hmm. It's called the Deaf Drag Residency Empowerment Showcase.
Okay. What are you going to be doing as a part of your residency? How does it work?
So I'll go ahead and explain it to you. The point
Please
is
do.
for DDERS, that's its acronym, and use that hashtag, hashtag DDERS. And you can find out more in the comments. No, just kidding. It's posted below. But DDERS, really, we came up with this idea because we wanted to see and we wanted to showcase deaf talent here in the Bay Area locally. I notice that oftentimes when I go into a space, whether it's a bar or a club, first of all, there's no accessibility. There's often conversations about what deaf drag looks like. Because you often see all the different drag performers who are all hearing, and they're phenomenal. Want to give them their flowers. But really, we wanted to create a space for us, a space for the type of talent that we want to showcase, because there's so much deaf talent here in the Bay Area.
Absolutely.
There's so many, amazing, talented individuals. And so we wanted to provide an opportunity, not only for those, but also for the hearing community to connect and learn, and we can exchange information and learn from each other.
Mm-hmm.
And we can gain a better understanding of how accessibility works, what deaf culture looks like in real time. And I think it's critical because we often hear the complaints, hearing people don't get it, hearing people don't do this and do that. So my point is that we have to collaborate. We have to come together and work together somehow.
Yeah.
So we had over a total of 7 weeks. There was 7 amazing workshops. Each workshop delved into a different topic. And we were lucky to have interpreters there, so there was full access for participation. And we felt included as part of the process as well. For both hearing people, they also felt included because they got to learn from their deaf peers and classmates. And it was just such a precious and beautiful experience. And then at the end of the 7 weeks, there is a showcase, which is coming up this Friday.
Okay. Give us some more information on that. Friday night.
7 p.m.
7.
And it's at Queer Arts Showcase in the Castro in San Francisco. So it's 7 to 10 p.m. Well, 7 to 11 because it's a show. But the show does start at 7.
You all are partying all night. That's a long event.
Well,
Okay.
The performance end at 10. We have 10 performers.
Let me show the flyer now. There it is. Beautiful.
So I will be performing.
The artwork is really
There's
beautiful.
also Bobby Daw, Carlota DiCarlo, King Lotus, Boy, Translucent.
Is there a fee to get in?
No, there is no fee. It's completely free, but we do accept donations. You are welcome to donate. And of course, you can also tip your performers. So it's featuring local drag artists. So yeah, we encourage you to come.
Awesome. Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for doing this. It's so important to have this in our community, these types of performances and events. So thank you for that.
Now, I want to see this grow and expand.
Yeah.
I wanted to see it get bigger next year and for years to come. I want to build with this and hopefully become as part of my, my legacy that I leave behind.
There it is. That's your hashtag Deaf Woke moment.
That part.
There it is.
Yes, Deaf Classy. There it is. Deaf Legacy.
Absolutely. So you were talking about the different names of the individuals that are going to be involved in the performances and some folks that you look up to, which prepared me for the next step. We're going to play a game, Name Those People. Let's go.
Oh, okay. I hope I get it right.
Yeah, it's really easy. So I'll read the description and then you can just throw a name out there. If you guess and pass it, great. You may need a lifeline to get some support. I don't know. But then we'll show you the picture of who it is. You may know, like, oh, the first name starts with an R or something. Whatever. Just throw out your guesses.
I'm letting you know now. I'm awful with names. I'm great with faces, but names.
No, don't worry. Don't worry.
When I see the face, I'm like, yes, I know you absolutely. But what was your name? What was you? Do you mind repeating that?
No.
How do you spell that again? Is often my question.
You can say, you know, oh, they were involved in X, Y, and Z. You can name some other things. And I'll give away a little bit of what they look like too as some hints if you need them. Ready?
Yes. Okay, I'm ready.
All right, take a breath. Take a woosah. All right. So our first person she's deaf, native of Philadelphia, is an ASL, American Sign Language music performer, deaf interpreter, and a deaf Olympics athlete. She gained widespread attention for her energetic interpretation of Rihanna's Super Bowl 57 halftime show. You know that, which was on CBS mornings in 2023. The front cover of British Vogue magazine, May of 2023. And also on TEDx Pin Talk in 2024. So who do you think this is?
Is it Justina?
Miles? Are you sure? Yes, Justina Miles. Yes.
She is phenomenal. She's really great.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. Oh, there's more. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. He is a native of Atlanta, Georgia, is the 9th generation deaf to a deaf family with parents, siblings, nieces, and cousins that are all deaf. He graduated from Georgia State University with a degree in interdisciplinary studies, making history, completing his studies in just 2 years, and as the university's first deaf homecoming king. He volunteers as treasurer in the Georgia Association of the Deaf. Blank is also the first Black deaf sport reporter for Sign One News. Who is this? I know this one's a little harder, but.
Ooh.
You want a picture?
Yeah, I need a picture.
Okay. I don't even know.
I know the face.
I don't even know myself. Sometimes I know the answers, sometimes I don't. But who is this brother? 4, 3, 2. No, I'm not going to do that to you.
I don't know.
So this is DeMarco Pittman.
Yeah.
Heard of him? Yes.
I've seen the face before. I know that.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I'm awful with names, but faces.
That's okay. Don't worry. This is like Black History Month every day. You're just learning new things. Mm-hmm. So we'll move on to the next. Okay. He is hearing, native of San Diego, California, is an American drag queen, television host, singer, producer, writer, and actor. He produces, hosts, and judges the reality competition series Blank's Drag Race. In 2009, Blank has received several honor awards, including 14 Primetime Emmy Awards, 3 GLAAD Media Awards, a Critics' Choice Television, and a lot more. Do you know who that is?
Let me see a picture.
It's a RuPaul.
No doubt.
Yes. RuPaul Andre Charles. That's it. Did you realize that they won all the
I'm hoping that one day I'll actually make it to their show.
There we go. Speak it into existence. Okay, so the next is she's hearing, a native of New York City, is the stage name of blank. Aguelo Cook.
Oh, hold on.
She's
Alicia
a singer,
Keys?
songwriter,
Alicia Keys?
classically trained pianist. Okay, fine. I can hold. Who is it if you already know?
Alicia Keys.
Oh, are you sure? Right. Since the age of 15 has been doing her thing in terms of music and has been a part of that from a very young age. And we all remember her song Fallen. She's bad.
That's actually one of my favorite of her songs.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, next one. She's hearing, native of Elizabeth, New Jersey, was an American gay liberation activist and self-identified drag queen. She was known as an outspoken advocate for gay rights. Blank was one of the prominent figures in the Stonewall Uprising of 1969.
Oh. Who is Martha? No. Hold on. Jesus, kill me now. Don't kill me, please, for this one.
Okay, it starts with an M. You are right.
Marta. Martha. Oh God. I know who that. Yes, P. Johnson.
Yes.
Oh, it was Marsha P. Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
I know. I knew it started with an M. Come on.
All right. So next, you're doing great. He's hard of hearing, native of Minneapolis, Minnesota, was a prolific American singer, songwriter, musician, and actor. He was known for his androgynous persona and blending R&B, funk, and technology. He released many albums throughout his 40-year career, selling over 400 million records worldwide. He's won Grammys, awards, Golden Globe. You think it's Prince, really? You're right. Okay. All right.
Purple Rain.
Purple rain. Don't get me started. Okay. Next is she's hearing, native of Southside Detroit, Michigan, was the character who acted on the American comedy TV series Blank, which came out in 1992, if that's correct, with Fox Network. She lived across from her neighbor's door, her big crush, had curly hair. Her famous artistic hairstyles were on fleek. Blank was portrayed by a stand-up comedian or comedic actor, and also her real half-sister is Ursula. So, who is she?
Wait a minute. I want to say, well, show me a picture. Look, give me a minute before you post a picture. I want to say, I'm thinking.
Oh.
Shanae from Martin.
Yes, there you go. You got it.
I mean,
how you doing?
Martin.
Hey. Okay, so next one. She's hearing, native of Honolulu, Hawaii, is an American writer, television producer, and transgender rights activist. Her debut book, the memoir Redefining Realness, became a New York bestseller. She was the first trans woman of color in history to be hired as a TV writer. Do you know who this person is?
Yes. This is Janet Mock.
Okay. That was good. I'm impressed. All right. Almost done. So this is an actor. He's hearing, native of Atlanta, Georgia, is an American stand-up comedian and actor. He made his debut as a stand-up performer on the HBO comedy series Def Comedy Jam. Also was in Friday and You Rock My World.
Chris Rock.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
No. Oh, Tucker. Chris Tucker.
Okay, there you go. Ah, great. You passed. Great job.
Yes.
Yeah.
That means I get to keep my black card, right?
No, yeah. You smart. You're smart. You got him up there.
No, like
Your
I said, that
name
means
is
I get to
not
keep my black card, right?
nothing, right? That's a black master's card. That's fine. Okay. All right. So we are almost out of time, but we have viewers. Several people have really enjoyed hearing you.
Hello, beautiful people.
Yes. Our viewers, you all can go ahead now and type in the chat a comment or a question. You can direct message me as well, whether you're on Facebook, on YouTube, however you'd like to communicate your questions. Let's go ahead and do that now. While we wait, what's your favorite song to perform?
Ooh. There's so many to choose from. I actually have a really hard time picking an artist and a song because I often do mixes and they, I splice them together. But I am known for performing a lot to do Janet songs. So let's see. My current favorite one was probably Rock With You.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Yeah. We have a message that says, hello, Kaza. I saw your beautiful flyer for the event, and can you share with us what is DDEP standing for?
So it means DDERS is the acronym.
Okay.
It stands for Deaf Drag Residency Empowerment Showcase.
Christopher Martinez says, Iman, what inspired you to start drag? And I'll add why.
Hi. Kisses to you. I was inspired to start drag because, I remember actually the first drag performer that I saw several years ago. And during that time, my drag mother at the time just encouraged me to go for it. She would say something like, I would join a drag competition to perform for the first time, and she encouraged me to participate. And then it became a competition, and I won. And so that was my first time. And I remember seeing, this performer and looking up to them and saying, oh, that's what I want. I want to do that. They look so beautiful on the stage with the spotlight. They had all the shimmer and glittery reflective clothing on. And it was just that.
Zana Simon says, what was the process for picking artists to be involved in the DDEP residency and showcase this Friday? So how did you pick the folks that are involved in it?
Really, so the process was simple. We had an application process set up. They had to fill out the forms. And it was often based on their responses. We wanted to pick the best fit for a timeline as well. And we wanted them to be committed to this project with their time, because we had a particular timeline that we wanted to follow. And so if they were able and available for it, that was part of it. Additionally, we wanted to choose individuals who we knew were motivated, interested, and we wanted to choose those individuals who, even if they were already seasoned, but maybe looking for people who were looking for a first-time opportunity so that they can get, they can expand more in that realm.
That's great. Next question. Anything Janet that Iman does is iconic.
Thank you.
I agree about having a full month to recognize and educate about this history. Yes. That was another comment.
Other questions or comments? Bring them on.
So next question, what's something important that you want audience members to know about this Friday and the residency? When they actually arrive, what will they capture? What will their experience be? What do you want them to feel?
I think my biggest takeaway from this experience is I want people to come into the process knowing that you're going to walk out with an amazing show, but also that hopefully you're going to learn something new. You're going to see new talent. You're going to see possibility and what people are capable of doing. You're going to see, and also for people to be gentle, because these amazing students that are showcasing their talent, this is their first time showing this to the world, right? And as any performer knows, getting on a stage of any kind can be overwhelming. It can be terrifying, but it can be really liberating. And I want my students to feel the liberation and feel the beauty that comes with performing on stage. And I want them to be able to share their experiences and their message however way that they want to do it, because drag is whatever you make it, right? It's not a specific, has to look like a specific thing. But more importantly, being a deaf artist doesn't have to look exactly the same either. So you will see a variety of different styles. You'll see a variety of different kinds of performance. You'll see some will incorporate music, some will incorporate dance, some won't do any of those things. Some will incorporate ASL storytelling, some will do who knows? You just have to come and see and find out for yourself and come in with an open mind. We will have interpreters will be there, so it will be accessible for everyone to enjoy. And I think it's going to be a phenomenal show. I'm so excited. I can't wait to see some of you guys there. I will be there. I'll be hosting the show. And I'll be performing as well, obviously. But yeah, it's going to be it's just going to be fabulous. It's going to be fantastic. And hopefully we can take some feedback and we can build this into something bigger and better and more ready to take over the world for next year. So
Yeah.
That's the goal. Yeah.
Take over the world right now, girl. You already there. You already there.
One sign at a time.
Hey, yes. Okay. Watch out. Well, please tell the audience about when and where the show is. We'll go ahead and show this again.
Well, you can come to the show. It will be in the Castro of San Francisco, right here at Queer Arts Featured. Address right there at 575 Castro Street. It's going to be fantastic. You can't miss it. You'll just look for the paint Just look for the pink neon sign. You'll see it. It's just going to be fabulous. It's going to be wonderful.
Yeah. So everyone, please go out, check out these performances.
And you can follow me on Instagram as well.
Yes. Yes. So this week also, again, is National Deaf LGBTQ Week. Also, please come and support Kevin and this residency and the showcase that's going to be going on at the Queer Arts Featured, which is at 575 Castro Street in San Francisco. It may be many folks' first time, so go check it out and provide that support. Don't hold back. Don't feel any sense of fear, whether you're hearing or deaf. This is an opportunity to go and enjoy an amazing show. So, yeah. It doesn't stop here, though. Please follow Kevin, aka Iman, on their Instagram, which is at the real Iman. So TherealIman84. And you can go ahead and ask further questions of Iman there.
Yes.
Get in touch with them.
And also, when you're looking for me,
you can text directly to me on Instagram to let me know that I can add you, because I am on private right now. So I will. I also do accept direct messages as well too. So please don't be afraid to message me directly if you have questions, you have comments. And I will be posting other shows as well too. So please come out and support me and everyone that's in the show as well. So I can't wait to see you all here on Friday.
Yes, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Well, we are close to the end of our time together. Are there any burning thoughts or comments that you would like to express? Something, an opportunity to go ahead and share something with the community. If you want to let that out, go ahead and take your time to close us out.
Thank you. I have so many really impactful thoughts, especially when we're talking about deafness and education and this political world that we're living in right now. I know a lot of people are scared. A lot of things are happening. There's a lot of layoffs that are happening. There's a lot of jobs that are like, we're in jeopardy. We don't know what's happening, if we're going to keep it or we're not. A lot of us don't know how we're going to survive without services. It's wild. It's wild. And I'm concerned and I'm scared. I'm scared for a lot of people, and I'm scared for myself too. But we will figure out how to survive through it. I mean, we as Black people, we've always done that, right? And as Indigenous people, we've always have done that work. But this sort of situation is something that's new in a way that we've never really seen before. And so this is the first time things are really being challenged in this particular way. So it's a different kind of nervousness. But I'm optimistic. I'm optimistic. But to keep that optimism, we need community. We need to rally together, really support each other, to not be afraid to reach out to each other, to take up space and show like the world that we are actually here. This is not the time to hide and cower and like close the doors and lock it. No, this is the time when we need to be out and like proclaiming and shouting and letting people know that we are here, we've been here, we will continue to be here, and we're still fighting. And I know it's exhausting. And yes, I know that like rest is important and rest is revolutionary, as it is, as it should be, but that doesn't mean we should be giving up either. So that's kind of been like one of my big thoughts. And also, on a more positive side, like I'm looking forward to working on more amazing inclusive projects. I want to work with more artists. I would love opportunity to work with more deaf artists, yourself included. And I'm thinking about all the magic that we can make, and like the
Mhm.
magic that's going to impact the world, and not just here in the Bay. But can you just imagine, like 20, 30 years later, like people are going to look back and see the work that we've created and have conversations about it, and it's going to have a new meaning for them then, and it's going to have a new meaning for us, like a different perspective. So I'm curious to see what that's going to look like, what that's going to look like for us later. Like, I'm excited. I'm just excited for a lot of things. Yeah. I'm scared for a lot of things, but I'm excited too. So
Yeah.
we got it. We can
Yes.
do it. We can do it.
That's great. Well said and well signed. Well, we look forward to your show. I hope that I can make it. I think I'm actually gonna attend, so I will be there.
Please come. Yeah, you have to come.
Yes, 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 yes. I got my car. I got my keys. I'm ready to go.
After.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for coming to our show today, sharing your story. We
Thank you for
really
having
appreciate it.
me. Thank you.
Of course, of course. Much love, and we will see you at your show on Friday. All right.
Much love to you.
Wow. Wow. That was Kevin Abrams, aka Iman. We can see they poured out their heart in terms of their story, all the work that they do for the community. We got a sense of what's missing in the community as well for themselves. But the dreams don't stop. As they said, it's not the time to cower. We do need rest, yes, but this is a time for us to open those doors proudly. Like this week, it's a special month. We wish it was a month, but this is the week of National Deaf LGBTQ Week. We need to find space to celebrate, to uplift. Like Kevin mentioned, seeing events in Oakland was inspiring for them. Having art involved, figuring out how to do that more for the community. So I encourage you to find your community, find your passion, and just try. Keep trying different forms of art, like Kevin was talking about. We all are humans. We all have a story to share, and we need a place to be able to be creative. This residency here this Friday is a beautiful opportunity. It's a beautiful program. I hope that all of you out there are able to attend and support. I hope that you also are able to learn various ways to support the hashtag Deaf LGBTQ Week. Let me do that again. Deaf LGBTQ. Am I spelling it wrong? Am I getting the Q wrong? Okay. Deaf LGBTQ Week. Okay. There it is. So, yeah. Go attend that performance. If you visit Instagram or Facebook or other social media places, you can access it on the website too to get more information. Again, we all have stories. We all want to support one another and uplift. It's not a time to really argue or create dysfunction. We should love one another. Just because you can hear does not mean you know how to listen. I say that often, so I want to close with that. Did you all enjoy yourselves? I want to thank everyone. Kevin, aka Iman, Thank you to the interpreters. They were fabulous, did a fabulous job. Juan, Amber, thank you. I want to thank a specific gallery that we are a part of as well, 836M. I want to thank the audience, all of you out there. Also, the Borealis Philanthropy Disability Inclusion. They have helped in so many ways. One person obviously cannot facilitate all of this. So thank you also to the Urban Jazz Dance Company staff. And again, you, all of you, thank you for watching. Thank you so much. Where are the hearts and the likes? Bring those on, people. I'm not jealous. I know you were giving love to Kevin, so that's fine. If you'd like to donate, please do. And we volunteer our time just so that you all know, but you can use the hashtag DeafWoke, keep that going, and then you can donate on our website at www.realurbanjazzdance.com. Really happy to be here today, this evening with all of you. Please take care of yourselves. And I hope that you all go to the performance on Friday. Will you go? Will you be there? I'm seeing some responses, yes. I'll be there too. Okay, peace, love, and I'm out.